It would be a 79-66 win for Texas A&M. Back-to-back non-conference wins on the road for the Aggies. They are 3-0 with Oral Roberts on Friday at Reed Arena. We continue courtside here at SMU and our chance to talk to the head coach of the Fighting Texas Aggies, Buzz Williams. And Buzz, you came in and you said that SMU had 55% of their points on transition. Well, if they have 10 fast break points of their 66, this Aggie team held them well below what SMU liked to do. Your thoughts on the win and the Aggies' performance tonight?
Yeah, the percentage of their shots in their 3 games this past week, 55% of them were attempted in transition. And so we spent a lot of time on that physically and mentally, watching it, practicing it. Probably the biggest rock relative to giving ourselves a chance. Tonight they had 35%, which is dramatically different. As I mentioned to you in pregame, a lot of that has to do with low turnover rate. So we turned it over, I don't know how many times.
7.
Yeah.
But that was 8% of the possessions. So we're not turning it over. So that doesn't allow them to play in an advantage-disadvantage situation. And then the second thing is we did a really, really good job on the glass again. We offensive rebounded 40% of our makes. And so our transition defense is probably a little bit different than most coaches in regards to how we teach it and how we practice it. But it's directly tied to how we offensive rebound. And I thought all of our what we call go-gets were tremendous. Wildens played really good minutes. Henry was –
He kind of set the tone, didn't he?
He was unbelievable again. Boots was much better. That's his highest number of rebounds thus far this year. Andy had 4 offensive rebounds again. Jace had a really big offensive rebound in the second half. And so to get 17 offensive rebounds and to only turn the ball over 7 times in a game that they want to be fast, those two things are directly tied to slowing it down, right? We want our offense to help our defense. Offensively, don't turn it over. Offensively, when we shoot it, because we didn't turn it over, get fouled or get an offensive rebound. And the pressure that we put on the rim allows our transition defense to be a little different than most. And we were constantly changing it during the game in regards to who we were playing on that, without saying too much. What we were doing from an offensive rebounding standpoint and then what we were doing in a transition defense standpoint. We were constantly changing it based on the plan of attack relative to who was in the game at certain times.
I tell you, Buzz, what was impressive to me is it was low scoring, especially early, but both teams defensively were really, really good. I did not realize at the speed and quickness they had, there's no easy pass. They locked and trailed,
but
they fought through. And so both teams, it was like a rock fight. It wasn't ugly. I mean, it was ugly because they were just battling each other.
Yeah, I thought, Coach has a really good team and has done an incredible job going into the second week of his second year. And we have spent so much time on how fast they play and how many ball screens they set. And that was the appropriate amount of time. And I told our guys yesterday and one day before, I said, guys, we're going to show you clips, but they're a lot better defensively than you think. We call it TWAP. It's an acronym, take yourself out of the play. And they are a TWAP defense. On the ball, flying through passing lanes, very disruptive. So to play with a low turnover rate was really important. And I thought we were very sure of the 7 turnovers. I'm fairly certain that 3 of them were live ball, which is good.
Right.
Not that you want to turn it over, but if you have a choice of turnovers, you want it to be a dead ball turnover, not a live ball.
One of the things I was going to say this, you made subtle adjustments too, because they were going to try to take the ball out of Wade's hand or push him away from the court, pushing the midcourt. And then you've done it before, but you take him off the ball, put him in the corner, get Tyrese out, maybe and try to look for the mismatch there when they switch.
Those, we played big there for a while, and that was all a part of the rebounding transition defense. I thought Solo was huge in that span, and that kind of changes the complexion of our team offensively. Probably puts even more pressure than what Four and Boots typically carry for our group. But I thought in that span of time, we were getting consecutive stops, and we were getting the right shot and or getting fouled. Mm-hmm. And Solo did really good offensively, and then we were playing towards the end, Jace for Solo. And I thought that combination, kind of offense, kind of defense, kind of rebounding, but I thought that was the best Jace had played thus far since he's been here, and those were big minutes for us.
Here's a comment, because I know how you work and practice from day one about building competitive attitude. Now, some people automatically compete. That's it. But you want to build it team-wise. And I can think about, I just wrote it down here, Solo, Manny, Wade, Boots, and I'm not even going to mention Henry, because Henry's just a man. He's going to get it right. But those four guys, there was either a bad play that they turned into a good play. And it wasn't easy. They had to go fight to get back in it. And, other end of the floor. And of course, I got to throw Anderson in there. Yep. It's between them and another person or two, and they're going to make a play to win the competitive nature.
I think, similar to what I said to you guys in Columbus, I think the competitive synergy and the competitive charisma of the group. I mean, Mo played really good minutes at Ohio State, played really good minutes tonight. I thought Bip played some important minutes tonight to give Four at least a chance to get a drink of water. I thought we distributed Boots' minutes a little bit better tonight. Some of that was Eli, some of that was Jace. And I thought that just the group, for it to be the first game of the second week, we haven't played back-to-back road games in November. We for sure haven't won back-to-back road games in November. I thought the environment here was off the chart. It's back-to-back arenas where the students are literally
the benches.
I want to commend you for one.
I just can't talk to them.
No, but it wasn't even. I used the word witty, but it wasn't even imaginative. And I felt you kept your composure so well, and you never blinked. And
just trying to do better. I pray a lot about it. To be honest with you, I got the job at UTA when I was 21, and a really important person that was influential in helping me with that job was actually on the staff. And he's 74 now, and he was at the game. And so, I come out here for 18 minutes during pregame, and so I'm walking from our locker room to sit over there next to Rock and drink my drink, and he hollered at me 14 times.
Yeah.
So finally he walks all the way over there to me. He goes, "Hey, did you not hear me?" I said, "Hey, I ain't listening to you or anybody else if they're not in between the lines or on the bench." And that starts now.
That's good discipline.
And he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Coach, if I turn to try to find where you are when you're hollering at me, the other 4,000 people are going to holler at me. And if I'm doing it pregame, they're going to attack me as soon as the ball's jumped up. So I'm not looking at you."
Yeah.
I gave you the tickets. I gave you the shirt you're wearing. I gave you the pullover you got on. You're sitting next to my wife. Good to see you. What else you want?
Are you undefeated in front of former presidents?
I believe that's right. Sweetie, I don't know if I won at Duke that game.
Oh, who was there?
Barack Obama was there. I think we lost. I think we lost at Duke.
Well, you evened it up
when
tonight.
President Obama was there.
Yeah. So President Bush and Laura right there.
He went to school here, didn't he?
He's got his library here. It's the Battle of the Libraries.
Oh, yeah.
Father and son.
That's right. but his father didn't go to school at A&M.
No.
He went to an Ivy League school, played baseball at Yale.
He went to Princeton.
Yale.
Was it Princeton or Yale?
Yeah, because Yale played A&M in a baseball game, and President Bush threw out the first pitch and everything. But no, the library.
I remember this President Bush throwing out the first pitch after 9/11 and Yankee Stadium.
Threw a strike.
Whoa.
Threw a strike.
Yeah, he had some heat on it. But the emotion of that game, I remember.
No
did you ever hear the rest of that story? Derek Jeter, before he goes out, he goes, "You better throw a strike, or they're going to boo you."
He did.
And that's exactly.
And then I think he threw it from the what do you call it?
He went from the rubber.
Yeah, from the rubber.
Did he really?
Yeah, you're not supposed to throw it from the
in
front of the mound.
No, you don't do that. No,
That
right from
doesn't
the
count.
rubber, threw a strike, just like he did.
Yeah, I'm not throwing it from the grass. I'm not saying I'm throwing a strike, but I'm not. That's not going to be a problem.
Congratulations on the win.
I'm
Buzz,
very
thank
thankful.
You
Thankful.
Thank you.
Thank
3-0
you.
after this. More of the St. Joseph Health postgame to come. Aggie 79, SMU 66. This is Aggie basketball from Learfield.